Welcome to myprojectbuzzer.com. The title of the project is Concealed Data Aggregation Scheme for the Multiple Application in Wireless Sensor Network. Let us see the abstract of the title. CDAMA, Concealed Data Aggregation in Multiple Application, realize the aggregation query in a dash model. Dash model such as a database as a service model. It will be used for the data mining process. It will be using for the key basis, cybertext encryption basis. Aggregation result will be announced for this multiple application. The data aggregations we have using to the symmetric encryption key we have used. The symmetric key is an integer based key will be secure for the aggregation. The data will be aggregated for the cybertext. We have the setting to the environment for the multiple application to locate the group VIAs. The multiple groups and the multiple applications will be mentioned for the each and every group key. The key maintained to the symmetric. The data stored into the base station for the dash model maintained to the base station. The multiple application contained to the cybertext, each and every data will be loaded. The loaded data will be aggregation step. Aggregation step will be mentioned for the base station. The process of the aggregations we mentioned to the user and the multiple applications provide to the data. The provided data each and every time we have mentioned to the cybertext, but we have proposed to the system all the type of the data provider we mentioned to the cybertext is only one. The cybertext will be aggregated for the each and every group and node basis. The dash model maintained to the databases or services to the user. The aggregation result will be the cybertext and without decryption will be used for the encryption model. So user load the data for the encryptions and the data aggregation result will be generated for only one cybertext for the more application for multiple users. So then the decryption part without decryption to the user will checking to the secure process to retrieve the information. The dash model maintained to the entire process to CDMA. Let's see the flow of the diagram. The structure of the CDMA. The multiple applications create to the data will be collection. The multiple application creation we have using to the symmetric. The multiple application maintained to the dash model as well as. The data collections will be the multi-use in every application sent to the data will be collected. The collection of data will be provided for the data aggregation and the cluster head aggregation. These two steps maintained for the data collections. Whenever the application will be provided to the data, the collection of data only for the aggregation and the aggregation steps. The data aggregation will be generated for the group basis first. The aggregation group generation for the two steps belong to the aggregation. The aggregation group finished to the group cybertext will be created. The group cybertext will be generated for the only one text for the collection of information. The data collection information generated to the group cybertext for the only one cybertext will be created. Disadvantages of our system. The information will be generated for the base station. The base station only contain to the record for the flow of the multiple applications reading the type. The base station forwarded to the dash model. The dash model will be generated for the process for the aggregation. Let us see the demo of the project. This is the main frame of the applications. The data model of this application. So multiple applications will be created this model. Checking to the model, size of the model, description of application. Checking to the application ID will be updated. Application key generated. This is the Navy application key. And data will be stored. The data stored. Clicking that. Next for the MA created. So member created. So member created. First of all, you checking to the application. So Navy. Then jar description. Then clicking to the member ID. Member ID updated. Clicking the member key. So member of the key. Then application key. Data storage. Data storage is successfully for the Navy application name and the member key. Click the OK. Next to the data process. The data process using for the data providing to this multiple application. First of all, you checking to the which application to send that. The Navy. The group key will be generated for the Navy. The users. So lot of users generate for the Navy. I will clicking to the Navy application. Click to the member key. I will click to the major member key. Description of the data. Next we click to the data. clicking to the txt file, description of the file, click to the data key, the data ID updated, the data ID will be updated, checking to the privacy key verified, and checking to the group key is verified. Final data load, the data load clicking, the data load successfully, clicking the log again. So this form using for the multiple users we have loading to the data. The data will be loaded for each and every applications contain the more of users we. So multiple application list will be displayed that. So more than result will be updated to the data for these forms. Next we have the data provided. The data provided content for the more than result of the process. So the more than result of the process is navy. I clicking to the data provided and one more key. So I clicking to the new. So new is one of the applications. So provide to the group key, providing to the privacy key for the new one of the user of the new one. File description. Checking the data key is updated. Clicking to the privacy key is verified. Group key is verified. Finally the data is loaded. So wherever the multiple application you checking to the data will be loaded for these forms. Now we checking to the data uploaded. Each and every data will be collected. The data collected the multiple users. I will select to the two process for the data process. It will be needed for the confirmation message. You click the yes. Data aggregation will be displayed. The aggregation result will be followed for the steps. So collect an information forward to the aggregation. First we check the aggregate node. So two type of aggregation will be ready for that. Next we checking to the group aggregations. So how many groups is there to the data collected? So to do group key only for the data aggregation steps. Next we have the group data aggregation. The group data aggregations will be separate for the each and every group contain the files. So this group contains this files, this group contains this files. So finally we create the cybertext. So cybertext only one cybertext for the multiple application files. So two group files and mention to the file list. Aggregation result only for the one result will be generated. The finally we store to the base station data successfully added. The base station will be received for the data. Next we checking to the result for the classifications. Result checking the cybertext key for the base station result. The aggregations. The aggregation next to the group aggregation. The data content in the which next to the group data. So group data will be separate that. The group data separate that each and every process for that. Click to the graph. It's the graph mentioned for the time and cybertext. So each and every time this cybertext key contain the number of files. This cybertext contain the 12 files. This cybertext contain the 12 files. This cybertext contain the 4 files. This cybertext contain the 5 files, 3 files and 4 files. So this graph mentioned to the each and every time create the cybertext and contain the how many files to this graphs. This is the energy time to the graph. Now we checking to the user action. So user action file group key and privacy key checking. I will put to the input for the Navy group and Navy privacy major key. Such the base stations. The key will be forwarding. So re-aggregation is the result. The aggregation result will be contained for the logo. Suppose if you needed to the aggregation result, the aggregation data aggregation will secure for the key basis. Attacker will not find to this key. This is a file ID. If you needed to the file, you bring to the ID for this one and checking to the search result. The result of the files will be displayed for the window actions. The user actions we have generated to the re-aggregate process, re-aggregation process. This user and group mail, which whatever contains the file list will be generated. The user retrieved the file for secure purpose for the aggregation result from the databases. This database result will be generated for the cybertext key. So the cybertext key will be re-aggregation, then will be provided for the which group and which key will be generated and the access for the provider. The user actions will be provided to this file only, so we get the result of the file. The result of the file ID and generate to the search part. The clicking the result will be displayed for this one. Thank you.